Hello. This is Pupunup, and today I'm doing another indie game dev interview. And today with me is Vincent and Dominic. And for the first time, you guys are actually from different studios, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. So their game is Woven. But before that, I think I'm very interested to know what made you guys decide to collaborate.
Well, I think it just went because our two companies work together in work for hire situations. So we already know each other for like a year and a half.
Yeah.
So that's we got to know each other better, and that's I think why the idea grew to collaborate.
Yeah, I'm a one-man company, and Dominique is working together with Matthijs, so a two-man company. And I was hired by them as a freelancer.
Right.
And it clicked. We just had a really good connection. So
Cool.
We're sort of stuck now. we want to stay.
Can't run away now. It's too late.
Yeah, exactly.
So Dominic, you're from Alter Ego Games, and Vincent, you're from Digital Forest. Matthijs, is it Matthijs? Am I saying it wrong?
Yeah,
That's correct.
kind of. It's okay. Just call him
Kramer.
Yeah.
Right. So his last name is Kramer. So Kramer's easy to say because Seinfeld and stuff. So Kramer mentioned that Vincent is the one that came up with the idea for Woven.
Yeah, the original idea. Yeah.
Original idea, and you started working on it on your own first, right?
Yeah, it has a very long past. I made a game in 2002, which was called The Doozles, which was a sort of a collector game. You could collect eggs and then hatch the eggs, and the creatures that came out of the eggs, you could combine them.
Nice.
You get separate body parts from new creatures, and they could battle in some sort of chat box. Very, very simple Flash game.
Oh, okay.
And,
Was it on like Congregate and stuff like that?
Yeah, but I don't think Congregate existed then.
Oh, okay. That
It's 2000.
that way back.
It's really old school.
I'm quite
Very
old
veteran.
school. I'm quite old. Actually, my company started around 2002.
Oh wow.
So that was one of my first bigger projects. And that game really worked for the community. And later, in 2011, I got to know a friend who wanted to make a new game in Unity. So I switched to Unity, from Flash to Unity. And there I wanted to make the same sort of game, but then with a more fitting style. So then I thought of the stuffed animals that can switch body parts.
Right.
And now we together we made it to what it is now. So more adventure, story-based game.
Right. So I totally forgot to do something in the beginning. I'm supposed to break the ice. So whatever, I'm just gonna do it anyways. What have you guys been playing recently? Do you have enough time to play games at all, or?
Well, it kind of sucks to be a game developer for me myself. We are so hardcore in developing this game that the time is I don't really have the time to actually play a game, and I also lost the desire to play a game. So,
Well, sometimes we do. We do some.
Oh yeah, the Friday
evenings.
Like game night?
Game afternoon.
Yeah. And we play mostly co-op shooters or these kind of things just to relax.
Yeah, the original Halo we play.
But I like all sorts of games. I don't play that much anymore. The last thing I played was Doom 4 because I had a new computer and I wanted to test it. And it's actually quite a nice, but it's completely different from this what we're doing now. Nice. But I really like. We both like actually the what's it called on the PlayStation?
Oh, Journey.
Journey.
You know? Oh, Journey. Yeah, I really like that game. For the PS3, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah,
I really like that game.
We like those kind of where it's more about atmosphere,
experimental stuff.
Yeah, and a bit out of the box games.
And creative thinking behind the game instead of linear shooting.
Did you guys play the from the same developer, the Flow, I believe?
Flow with the flower.
With the flower, you control the wind, the air, right?
Yeah,
I really like that one as well.
too. And the one before that also, I think that's what's it called?
The one that you eat smaller.
It's the beginning of Spore where you
Right, you have to eat and then you get bigger and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, so I think I'm just gonna go in. Okay, so usually what I do is, I will ask you guys, what's your game about? So that's the usual thing that I do for these interviews. But I want to try something different. So I'm gonna ask you 2 questions. Both is basically what your game is about, but in a very different way, very different style. Because after going through like the Reddits for game development and stuff, I noticed that a lot of like game executives like to ask you this, especially at conferences and stuff, if you guys actually think you want to go. So the first question would be, what is your game about just in 2 minutes?
Elevator pitch style.
Yeah.
So should I do it? Well, it's about a story about an elephant made out of fabric, so a stuffed animal, who meets a little robot, little firefly robot. And this firefly robot is the only metal thing in the world. The whole world is made out of fabric and is soft and knitted, and together they feel each other. How do you say that? If they together they can do more than a separate thing. You know, the firefly can only point at stuff and fly around, and the elephant can do lots of things, but he needs guidance. So the firefly guides him to the points where he can interact. And you just wander through the world, and you meet new creatures, and the firefly will scan them. He's called Glitch, and the elephant is called Stuffy. So it's Stuffy and Glitch. And we actually have here a real
Nice.
A real elephant. And it's a laid back game. It's quite relaxing, but there is some hidden thing going on.
All right.
So the story about Glitch is actually the hidden thing. Why is there a robot in that world?
Right.
And slowly you will discover how this world works and what's going on.
So the second question is also about what your game is about, but it's probably the most difficult one. So you don't really have to answer it. It's more of a question for, like, you know, you can take it after that. You can think about it after the interview is done and stuff like that. But if you can answer it on air, it's fine. What's your game about in 5 words or less?
I would say feel good adventure.
About friendship.
About friendship.
Nice. Right.
It's
So,
a very positive game. It's meant to be positive, give you a feeling of you want to be in that world.
It's like a magical feeling. Is that the thing that you're trying to?
Without fairies.
Magical.
It's like a feel good feeling. Feel good feeling.
Yeah.
Like a tree house. We were thinking about it. What is a good, you know, like when you're a child and you want to build a tree house, this kind of.
And the feeling you get when you are inside that tree house, the security, the safety, the environment that you can feel around you.
But with a twist, which you will see later in the game.
Right. So, the reason why I wanted to talk to you guys about this game is because the aesthetics is very unique, I feel. So, what made you guys go with this aesthetic, this woven like fabric material aesthetic?
Yeah, it started with what I told you about the combining of the
Combining
creature,
different parts, yeah.
which makes it less nasty, you know. And then if it would be
Right.
creature,
With blood and
Yeah.
gore. Now it's just a
and-
stuffed animal.
and it's just it has a very nice It's a bit. It's not really clear to say how it evolved, but that was the starting point. The combining of the creature was the starting point to make the whole world like that, and to see if it's possible to make trees made out of leather and these kind of things. And actually, it is a bit of a combination because the elements are real in the game. So the clouds are real, and there's water in the game, and there's fire in the game. So there is a bit of a mix.
I've only seen very few games use like that material fabric look. One of them is it's a Nintendo game, Yoshi something, Yoshi Woolly World.
Woolly World?
Woolly World. I think Kirby has a game that looks like that.
And Little Big
Planet.
Little Big Planet.
Little Big Planet. There's an EA game as well, but I can't remember the name right now. So you guys made a very good choice. You guys look very unique.
I actually, if we look on the Steam, we notice how unique it feels. If you look in the green light section.
Right. So
it's positive.
So right now your game is on green light. Like, what kind of feedback have you been getting from like people voting yes or no and stuff like that?
Well, we were kind of blown away by the positive feedback that we already gotten on Greenlight. We were quite overwhelmed by it because everybody thinks gets the feeling of the game. What we were not sure about yet is if the feeling we want to deliver to the players will get picked up by them if they get it. And what we saw from the reactions from the people who saw the trailers is that everybody got the experience of a cute woolen world that they really want to get into. So that was really positive for us to get that feedback that they get it.
Yeah, and the creativity that they ask questions like, what can different fabrics do, and what kind of creatures can you encounter, which is exactly what we want, that you will want to discover this in the game.
You want to explore the whole world.
And the thing that people wanted, what they were lacking in the beginning was more gameplay. Mm-hmm. So we now have a second, we made a teaser, now we made a trailer with more gameplay, but we're also working at the moment on the game. And we're now, the main thing is now gameplay for us, because we made the whole base, the foundation is there, but there's not that many puzzles and encounters yet. So that's what we're working on at the moment.
So mechanically is mainly going to be like puzzle platforming adventure. Will there be like combat? Are you planning to put that in? Something like
something.
Not straightforward combat, I'm guessing.
No, not like Tekken or these kind of games. But maybe have you seen Wildstar?
Yeah.
Where you have these areas where you have to time to be in a certain area at a certain time.
Ah, right.
Like a more rhythmic kind of.
Right.
These kind of maybe combat, but maybe it's more combat in a way of solving to get past this enemy.
Yeah, I don't think we should call it actual combat. Because it is too.
It's part of the problem solving. That's part of the game and puzzles and stuff. Yeah. So. How did you, I think, Vincent, then, how did you start with a game design document? Or did you just straight away went in with your idea from your previous game and you just basically just changed the look?
You mean the document?
Yeah, like game design document?
Yeah. How I just...
Do you still have it? Do you still have your original copy?
Yeah, I still have it.
This thick.
It's quite thick. It's quite thick.
How much coffee stains are on that?
Well, we just reprint it every month. But it's evolved, and I think a game document should evolve during the game building, because you should, if something doesn't work, the expression "kill your darlings," where it's happening all the time. Like this is very cool to have in the game, but it's just not working because
Right.
it's either not user friendly or it's not fitting the aesthetics.
Right.
So we keep adjusting it, and it's just growing and shrinking and growing.
Related to that, how did you scope for Woven?
Which scope you mean?
Was there scope creep anywhere? Like, how did you decide to add or remove a feature or something?
It's at the moment it's mainly based on time
Deadlines.
deadlines.
Right.
Certain deadlines in place, and on those deadlines we have to be able to give this kind of experience for the test players, or to have a showcase demo ready. So it's really mainly about making, at the moment at least, making a showcase demo that gives exactly the experience that we want to. So if a feature isn't ready and it doesn't necessarily need to be there
For this moment.
for this
For this
moment,
moment, right.
Because we had, for instance, 1 week ago, we had this Anime Con.
Okay.
We were at an
conference in the Netherlands.
which was actually more anime based, but there was an area where you could showcase some games. So we
How
were
was the
there.
feedback there?
It was very nice, very positive as well. We were amazed that they were playing that long, because we were thinking like you're not there for the games.
Right.
Oh, so
You
there,
just pass through,
and it was
5 minutes and go on your way.
yeah, and it was quite funny as well, because they were all dressed like these super monsters, and then playing this game in their suits. So that was quite funny. But it was very positive. The main issue we had that we need to fix is the explanation of the controls in the beginning. So that's also one of the things we're doing at the moment. Even though the controls are quite simple, it's a one mouse game. You don't need the keys for it.
Oh, okay.
Just the mouse. And we did that on purpose because we think that our a big part of our audience will be people.
On mobile.
Yeah. Also for the iPad or stuff like that.
Oh yeah, tablets and mobile, touchscreen stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But also the younger people, and also less experience with keyboards. So we try to make it with just the mouse.
Yeah, to make the step-in rates as low as possible. So the game is available for as much as people as possible.
Were you building an email list from that event?
Yeah, we let them write down their email, and planning on doing how do you call this, newsletter?
Newsletter, yeah.
To these people.
Yeah.
Right. So before we go back to the technical stuff, right now the game pretty much only has a Steam greenlight, right?
Yeah.
Right. So my question is, so how are you guys funding this? Are you gonna start a Kickstarter like in the future or something?
At the moment, we are funding it ourselves. We as game companies have work for hire that enables us to invest in projects like this. We are planning a Kickstarter in the near future to help the game to its final stage.
Right. How far is the game actually? How long has it been in development?
Within the original.
Yeah, if you count everything from the start, then it's quite long. Then that's more than a year. But the last 3 months or 3.5 months now, we've been building, the three of us, from the ground up. Just redid everything because it was a bit outdated.
Right.
It was still running Unity 3.4.
Yeah.
So really old.
So you guys are using Unity for this, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And some things we could recycle, like some 3D models of the character, but he needed to be re-rigged,
for his facial animations,
facial morphing,
new technique being
so
used.
90% was redone.
Yeah.
Right.
But we had the whole concept, so that speeds it. It's more developed than concept.
And to say how far along the project is right now, We are planning to make the game in a few episodes, chapters, and we think we are about 70% done, 70-80% done of the first chapter.
Nice. So, in that 3 to 4 months that you said that you guys been doing most of the work, how? Let me know what's the time breakdowns of like how long you take for each task. So like, programming, art assets, maybe PR and marketing if you guys are doing any of that.
Yes, of course.
we have one Matthijs
Kramer.
He's doing all the marketing stuff.
Right. Marketing, PR. He's also involved in the game by creating the storyline.
He made the storyline.
The narration, so all his part. And apart from that, I'm mostly programming, and Vincent is the
visually. I do the visuals mainly.
Right.
And we have overlap. Yeah. He's front. We're both a bit front end.
Front end programmers.
Front end programmers. So we like to also do visuals and also do programming.
Yeah. So we switch it up a bit.
Yeah.
But for this project, we decided it's best to separate it a bit more, so one can focus on making quality code and quality visuals.
And if you to divide the visuals a little bit, to give you an idea, the world itself is like 2 months work, I would say.
Right.
And then one creature is about 3 weeks work.
Ooh, okay.
Because he needs all these unique abilities and needs to be balanced and the morphing animation. And it's quite a technical thing for us, because normally you can rig a character that he's just as a skeleton.
Right.
But here you can separate the skeleton.
Right.
And he actually combines the animations as well. So if you would combine an elephant with a rabbit, then he would walk like a rabbit, but the upper body would still walk like an elephant. So he would have some weird, unique animation will come out of it.
Regarding combining like multiple animations, did you guys experience any issues with like distortation, like is just being distorted or anything like that? Any issues you guys run into?
Only funny.
Funny issues like bending, weird.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, the body was set up wrong with the legs. So when the legs walked, the body went all sideways. So
right.
It went like a duck walking. But no real technical issues, I believe.
No, that was already 5 years ago that we tackled the technical stuff.
Will you guys consider opening the game up for modders? Because the game because it sounds like a very flexible game, right? So do you think you'll open up for modders to like create their own assets, their own animals and stuff like that?
Well, maybe
I mean, if it's on Steam, not on tablets, of course.
Yeah. Well, maybe not give the modeling. We should do the modeling ourselves, I think, because it's really too technical. Right. Unless we make an editor for people,
which would take way more time.
That would be quite a big challenge for us.
Yeah.
But that they can send in their requests for creatures.
Yeah.
This more that kind of level we're thinking.
Right. So how are you guys marketing this game right now? Because currently you only have Steam Greenlight and whatever work that you're doing on the back end. So how are you marketing this game right now? Are you sending blasting emails out to publications and stuff like that?
Well, we're still we are not the experts on the PR marketing. You have to get
Kramer.
But well, at the moment he is in his bubble, constantly contacting people on Twitter, on Facebook. The community management is all his platform right now. He doesn't talk with us anymore, so only the online platform. It's really not not nice being in a room with him. Sending emails to platforms, contacting the Steam communities to help generate votes on Greenlight. Interviews like this.
Any conventions coming up that you guys are thinking of joining?
Well, we just went to AnimeCon. We are thinking on going to Gamescom.
Gamescom in Germany.
Yeah.
Oh.
The
It's like the biggest one in Europe, right?
Yeah, we're quite scared.
Sounds expensive. Sounds expensive. I have no idea, but it sounds expensive to be at
Well,
the biggest convention in Europe.
To get a stand there, it's really expensive, and we as the indie developer don't have the budget that allows us to do that, and we're also too late for that. So we're going there as consumers, as guests.
Consumers, right?
Some guerrilla tactics. We hope to reach people.
What are you gonna be distributing there? Like flyers or cards with the game on?
Well, we're still thinking about that. We really don't want to be the thousandth indie developer that gives away flyers over there. We're thinking of creative ideas to show people the game. Maybe actually allow people to play the game over there. That's obviously the best way to promote our game,
so
and
like
to sell the game.
Portable stand or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Until
we get kicked out.
Will there be a demo for consumers? I mean.
Well, it is in the planning. We are right now we are making a showcase demo for YouTubers and Twitchers, and the idea is that that demo, when it's a bit more polished, will be available for consumers.
Right.
Perhaps in beta stage also on Steam when we get through Greenlight, but it's still in discussion over here.
Right.
We don't want to show an unfinished product to the players, to the consumers.
Yeah, first impressions, I think, is super important.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so like, what's the timeline looking like right now?
Well, Greenlight as soon as possible, and because the main reasons for Greenlight will be that we can send codes to YouTubers, for instance.
Yeah.
To play it and to make more get some people to know it, and we're not sure about the Kickstarter exactly, but we hope either in a few months or depending on what happens in between, or else after that. There are a few moments where it's best to do a Kickstarter, so not in this vacation time, for instance.
No.
So we're looking at the best moment to start it, but it's quite. We're now mainly building at the moment, and as soon as we got something that's showable, we will show it. And it's a bit. You have to be a bit dynamic with your choices. You know, each week something happens and you have to do something different. So.
How long more do you think? If let's say you can work on the game like every day, or like 5 days a week, how long more do you think the game needs? A year, 2 years?
If we keep the team as it is,
right?
I believe the game can be finished in half a year to a year, I think. Right. We're quite far with the base development tools. So building the world is not as hard as difficult as it was in the beginning, and also the modeling of the creatures, that was a real tough technical challenge to start with. And now we have these tools, so we can more easily create the world
and the creatures.
Now, so it's more about content than
and it depends also if we are talking about how big the game will be, because if the first chapter it's very possible within half a year, and if we want to make it really big, like maybe in one time give all chapters, then it would be at least a year. So it also depends on that and what the people want, what we think they want. If they want the first
chapter first,
yeah,
and the rest segmented later in the year, or all at the same time.
Just wanted to ask that, is it gonna be like episodic, or is it gonna be all at once? So that's not really concrete yet.
There's one story from beginning to end, and the amount of chapters will make that story. So it's not that chapter 2 will be story 2. So the main reason is to give it, that we can give it sooner. If we would do it in chapters, it's so that we can give it sooner.
Right. Okay, so let people know where can they find you guys. Twitter, Facebooks. I'll put all the links down below, but just let people know where can they find you.
Well,
if they want to know more about Woven.
We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Steam Greenlight. Twitter is twitter.com/alteregogamesbv. And Facebook is facebook.com/woventhegame. Our website, woventhegame.com. And on Steam, you can find us at Greenlight on the name Woven.
All right, cool. Thank you very much, Dominic and Vincent, for joining me. And their game is Woven. You can vote it on Greenlight right now. I'll put the links down below. And yeah, thank you very much for watching and listening, people. And thank you, Dominic and Vincent, for joining me.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
Right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.